Cecilia Golombek. Thank you, Cece, for deciding to do this with us. You have actually been on the TEPS journey with us. You have been one of the very few people that saw the platform at the very beginning. So I'll use this opportunity to say thank you. So I'd like to introduce Cecilia. Cecilia is an event technologist of over 15 years experience. Um, I think when I met Cecilia, she was one of the first people I've ever heard being called an event technologist. So I would like you to touch a little on that. Um, I like what she says in her profile, which is Cecilia now focuses on the event tech landscape, bringing live events into the future. Let's start with that. What does that mean?
Well, first, thank you so much, Toby, and congratulations. This has been quite a journey. So congratulations. It's really exciting. And so bringing live events into the future. We live online, not even just because of the pandemic, but we share information about ourselves, about what we're doing, and how we are building and sharing knowledge all online. So it's important that events be online as well, whether they are actually virtual events or online events, or if they are in person. Even if they are fully in person and you are seeing 3D people, it's important that we have a space for people to get some information about what you're doing and showcase the event from that very first website. So that people can quickly see what it is and help be your marketing arm also to continue to share that.
Awesome. So because we don't have a lot of event technologists here, so what would you say is your primary role?
The primary role for an event technologist is really the event from the very first view for your attendees. So you have your events planning staff, you have your events producer. They all are building the atmosphere, the environment, and the event itself. The event technologist takes all of the information and all of the details of what they are saying and builds that vision into a website and into a registration process that fits that mold. So the event technologist is the one that is taking all of the images, the color scheme, the description of what it is that you're talking about and what you're going to be sharing, and puts it into a single location for people to, like I said before, be able to share that information, learn more about what they're going to learn and experience at the event, and then also have an experience of, okay, what are the questions that they're interested in knowing about me as an individual registrant that is going to help enhance the event. So it could be, questions about diet, my diet. It could be questions about where I live, so demographics. What are the sessions I want to attend? And all of that comes from the very beginning of the discussion of what is important about this event? What do you want to achieve by holding the event? And then also, as you're building it, maybe you're really excited about one session and the others are also obviously going to be really great, but you're seeing that the attendance or the registration for that single session, the event technologist can come and tell you, I only have 10 people signed up for this session and I have 75 for these others. So you can then as a group discuss, is it the timing? Maybe we didn't actually think, maybe we didn't realize that the topic wasn't as interesting to our current audience as we thought it would be. So let's try and reframe it and rebuild. So the event technologist is an important person to have from the very beginning, where you're building the look of the event and also helping to craft the actual experience on site.
Awesome. So I think you've basically spoken to the theme, which is the power of the first impression, actually. For you, what's the one thing that has to be considered? I know there are many things, but the one thing you will tell your clients to consider when building this journey for the attendee?
From the event technologist perspective, if you're talking specifically about how to get people to your event, the number one thing to think about is who is your audience. So who are the people that are going to be registering? Are they people that are very adept at technology, so very comfortable using a registration platform that can be used on a computer, on an iPad, on a phone? Or are they people that have really only been engaging with you through paper registration or phone calls or in-person things, and are not as comfortable with online tech? Even if your audience has not been so far comfortable with online tech, it doesn't mean that you don't have to do it. You just want to find a platform that is easy enough for them to do on their own. They don't have to wait for someone to come and help them. They're not going to add more work to your team by calling you instead of just using the website that you have taken so much time to build. That's the number one thing. Who are the people that are going to be using this, and how comfortable are they with using any sort of platform? After that, you're going to start looking at what are the important things that we need to be able to do. Are you having sessions? Are you having sessions that are happening at the same time? Do you need to take payment? Are there certain people that can see certain sessions or certain questions versus someone else? Those are all after you've had the discussion about who is even coming to the event and how are they going to get to us.
Awesome. I'm going to definitely use this concept when I'm speaking to clients. Okay, so I think the next question I'll ask is, what do you look out for as a professional when choosing an event registration platform?
So I've used a lot of different platforms, and so I have a back catalog sort of in my mind of what certain event platforms are helpful for, and what different platforms can do which complexities of these needs for different events. But if I don't know a platform at all, Google is great. There's a lot of websites that have user surveys and responses where they will do really long form discussion on specific properties of different platforms. One is Capterra, does a lot of comparison of different products. The other thing too is, if you have the time in order to test different things out, if you know certain goals that you want to be achieving, and you know the complexities of what you need to have happen during that registration, just make fake sites. For the most part, you're able to create some sites on different products, different platforms, and play around with it. It's also a great way to develop your own skills in that area, so you know what works, what doesn't, what kind of platform you like working in, because you can also create a niche market for yourself to be the TEPS person for your area, for the world. I really know this platform really, really well. So that's the platform I'm comfortable in, that I enjoy working in, because you want to make sure that your work is fun for you. And you can do it that way as well, instead of dabbling in so many different ones.
Do you think there are any new trends that enhance an event's first impression to the attendee?
Definitely.
Could you
Definitely.
share, even if it's just one, could you share, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Something that, there's sort of a couple of different things that have come in, and that I always have in the forefront of my mind when asking about registration questions specifically. I am very conscious of privacy, of, what information are we requesting from our registrants? How are we using it? Is it actually important that we ask these? Because we don't want to ask for information that we just, maybe we thought we needed it, or we used to use it in a previous event and we don't anymore. GDPR, I can't remember what it stands for, but the privacy, the right to be forgotten. There's a lot of rules. GDPR is here in the US, in the European Union. There's other rules for California specifically. Canada has their own laws regarding these. I always want to make sure that if any information is being used, part of your terms and conditions includes information on how you are using it, and you give people an opportunity to opt out. If it's to share their information with sponsors that are going to be at your event, before the registration or afterwards, you're always offering them a chance to say, here's everything so that I can attend the event and make it worthwhile for your sponsors to show up, for vendors to be able to pitch to me, for me to have the full experience of the event. But after the event, lose my number. I always want to make sure that people have that opportunity. The other is for a few events that I've had, and this is also knowing your audience, whether or not this makes sense and whether it's open to it. But I've had a few events where here in the US specifically, I can talk to that experience, is a couple of events for universities where they have university students, late age high school students coming, and they're going to be giving out T-shirts. I have always been trying to be very conscious of gender within these questions. We're never asking the gender of the registrant because it's not needed. But we have been offering, these clients have been offering T-shirts. And in a former question, it may have been men small, women small, and those are the only small options. I've been pushing my clients to say, just get unisex shirts. They're probably going to be cheaper anyway. So you're bettering your bottom line. And then you can just have people do unisex. So we're not getting into the gender questions within our registration because it's not needed. And it's much more open for the community.
100% agree. Thank you, Cece. I want
Absolutely.
the others sometime to speak. So thank you. We're sad you couldn't join us live, but we're happy we could get from your wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much, and see you soon.
Thank you so much, Toby, and congratulations again. I'm so excited to hear what your other presenters have to say and learn from them too.
Yay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.